Hey, what's up, y'all? This is episode 61 People's Podcast. We talking about the conversation of what makes us different, what makes us the same. Deborah was touching on the topic of about parents being able to afford certain things like for their kids and stuff like that. I'm gonna let her take. I'm gonna let her take back over, and actually, you can go ahead and start where you came from. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good, you good. It just once again, just because your child has their hair done or they got the nice set of clothes on and shit like that, don't mean nothing. Because at the end of the day, if your child cannot count, if they don't know how to spell their name, if they don't know the alphabet, what the fuck is you really doing for your child? There's too many
That
people out here that say that they love their children, but I haven't seen them go through the lengths to sacrifice what they need to actually love their child. And
absolutely.
there's too many people out here having a baby young, and they might not know better. Their family didn't teach them, but at the end of the day, you have to learn the difference, and you have to be a parent to your child and not a fucking friend. And
Amen.
I had to do that too young because I had my baby at 15 and I had to learn I am not her friend. I cannot cave in every time she cries. I can't give her what I want or what she wants every time, because once she hits this real world, and like if the law was to get their hands on her or something like that and don't give her way, she has to learn what it's like to accept it for what it is. So
Absolutely, and that's it though, because I mean, I could say I messed up in certain areas too, to where, but children they don't come with handbooks and stuff like that.
they don't.
They don't come with an instruction manual. So certain things, certain people have different personalities and stuff like that. You just gotta go with the flow with that type of thing. You can't. I mean, I learned the hard way. You can't just hand them everything,
Sure can.
and then you gotta make them understand and appreciate the value of certain things like that. Because you like as some kids nowadays, they jealous of the kid with the Spider-Man shoes and they got on Jordans.
Because here's another thing too that bothers the living fuck out of me. A 2-year-old does not give a fuck if they have on Gucci or Walmart. They could care less. Not only on top of that, they want the fucking light up shoes that only costed $13 from fucking Payless versus the Gucci shoes that are hard and stiff and hurt their fucking feet because they don't know that they got to break them in and so on and so forth. Like it kills me. It's really the parents at the end of the day doing it because maybe they couldn't have it grown up. And I dig that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, those same people don't own a house, probably don't even have a fucking job, and God only knows how they're getting their fucking money if it ain't scamming the system. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, while you buying your child every designer clothes, you ain't got shit to show for it. You probably on Section 8. You probably staying in somebody's basement. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, people need to really get their priorities right. Like, period. And not even just with their kids, but with themselves and with life. Because there's too many lost motherfuckers out here. Lost.
So
Thanks.
true.
Hey, Roy, you want to chime in on that?
You know, I'm just hey, she's dropping 200% jewels
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's
She
like
came from the gate. I had to hurry up and hit record. Like, all right, let me go ahead and get all this magic right here.
yeah, because the things that she is saying is so true, and it goes back to as she said. I sit back from being in the streets, coming up from the streets and stuff, and looking at myself. We say we love our kids in the streets, but if you love your kids, you're not gonna put your kid in a situation where they're away
Mhm.
from you.
And
It's a
Let's
lot
put
of
it
then,
shit that
like
she
this.
said is deep. A lot of shit that she said is deep. It's
When
like
my
and
daughter, I'll be real enough to admit this on because I don't give a fuck and I've grown from the experience. But you already know, Dooley, I was gang banging and shit. Shit was rough out here. I had 3 felonies. I've been on the news and everything, the whole 9 yards. And at the end of the day, when my daughter was 5 and I had a hit out on my head, I went to my daughter's father's side and I said, "Can you guys please take my daughter until I can get my life right?" Because at the end of the day, I did not, God forbid, want anything happening to my child because of my stupidity and the way I was out here running. And I did just that. And I was without my daughter from the age of 5 to 8. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I did what most people can't do. I sacrificed, you know what I'm saying? Being a mother for that time so I could get my shit right and make sure my daughter had a good life. Most people can't even do that. And I'm not trying to be funny, but that's why they kids get caught up in them drive-by shootings or get took up when the law get their hands on their parents and shit like that. Now your child in the fucking system being took care of God knows who. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want that shit from my daughter. And then, but my problem what I'm dealing with now is ever since I bought my salon, Dooley, people is they coming at me and shit like that because I've been acting more bougie and shit like that. But at the end of the day, I feel I have the right to. From what the fuck I came from and where I'm at now, I worked hard for this shit. Did nobody give me no 2 cents towards none of that shit? nobody buy my salon. I did that shit all on my own. And I'm gonna make sure that my daughter walks around with the same mentality, because at the end of the day, her mama worked hard to get her where she's at, to make sure that that little girl never gets on a pole, never has to sell drugs or do any of the shit I've ever had to do.
Absolutely, and I admire that. And at the same time, you have a right to. You work hard for it, but at the end of the day, it's not hard. It's not like you hide information to keep anybody else from being successful.
And I'm still humble as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
mean. But yeah, I do have the right to cut my time out. Like, there's certain people that are getting mad because I don't want to hang out with them no more. I'm sorry. I just spent $400,000 on a building. I don't have time to hang out. I need to get this building put together and up and running by December, so I can make all my money and my revenue back, so I can start taking trips, so I can take my daughter to Dubai like I've been planning to do. Like, the fuck? And motherfuckers is mad. And you know what I think that's God doing? He just he
It's
exited
weeding
everybody
people
out
out.
of my
Yeah,
life
everybody that don't need
who's
to
not
be there
supposed
don't
to be
need.
in this next chapter.
Exactly.
Because like I said, I will be on the set of Power next month doing hair. So at the end of the day, I don't have time for people to come in. Oh, I miss you, Deborah. Oh, I love you, this and the third. No, you for here for the clout, baby girl. That's what you trying to do. Because you think
Right.
I'm about to take you with me? Fuck no, bitch. Where
And
was
ju-
you at when I was in cosmetology school, 2 years strong, going through fucking kidney cancer, and needed help getting back and forth to the doctor appointments and getting my daughter to and from school? The only person that fucking helped me was one of my teachers, truth be told. So I'm not even about to play with none of these bitches out here. I don't give a fuck which one of these bitches see this shit either. Ho.
But you know something, though?
I'm pretty
You
sure
got-
on their level of anything, I'm pretty sure it won't
I'm
ever
sorry, I
touch
had
the
to
light
think
of
that
day
shit.
across the. And Dubai wise, remember I was always there in support of those stuff too.
Oh, you definitely was, bro. I can say that for sure.
And whoever make it first, I'm gonna put it like that. You know, and that's
But
what,
you got to look at. I hear that passion and that envy and what you're saying and stuff. But you got to look at it like this. You don't owe nobody shit, because
I really
this
don't.
is your journey. This is your journey. You know, however you decide to ride it off, that's on you. Because at the end of the day, you the one that's got to deal with any thing to come along with it. Because it goes back to that produce thing. Everybody say what they will do until that time comes.
Man, I
You
had
know?
one of my friends that she started when I came into cosmetology school. She had about 6 months left. So she graduated. We hung out for like 2-3 months after she graduated. And then she just like kind of fell off the face of the earth. And I was like, where the fuck did she go? Long story short, soon as I posted about having my building, she messaged me, had the audacity to basically, I can be a silent partner, this and what? So you mean to tell me you want to stream my revenue and you haven't put $1 towards it, and you want to be a silent part? How the fuck do you think that works? I just don't
That's
understand
the
how
American
people.
way. That's the American way.
the
People
messed
want
up
something
way.
for nothing.
I see where
No.
you're coming from, Deborah, because you don't bust your ass to have this and that. Then somebody coming out the woodworks like, what? No,
I
thank you.
survived kidney cancer. I survived a domestic violence relationship. I survived a miscarriage when I was 5 months pregnant, all while going through school and still buying my salon, still working every day and doing what I need to do. So like you said, Dula, I don't know nobody shit. Not a motherfucking thing. And you be lucky if you work in my salon. Nah.
Okay, and that's pride. That's something you work hard for. You can tell. You can hear it. Denzel.
No.
That's our passion. That's our
Yeah,
passion. That's our baby.
absolutely. Denzel,
Mhm.
Character.
What?
we a lot of the same. I don't know if you realize that or
And
not.
then like this, why is everybody hitting me up now that I got ass and I got money and y'all think y'all about to get something? No.
So that's not me. I'm not just
Hold
tripping
on.
in.
When I was skinny and no, hold on. When I was skinny and going through chemo and shit, she ugly. She looked like she's sick. She looked like she on drugs and shit. Now that a bitch done thinking down and looking right and shit, everybody, goodbye.
I'm just glad I know I'm not tripping.
What?
No,
baby.
okay.
No, baby.
That's it.
No, baby. You not tripping.
Because I was like, that ain't no filter.
No,
That's
that ain't
not
no
a
filter, and that ain't no ass job. That's all me working hard, eating right, squats, lunges, all that shit, and not stressing over nobody.
Yeah, man.
Preach.
That'll do it.
God is good.
That's motivational, though. That's motivational. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Should
talking
be.
about. But Denzel, We kind of are the same though, in a sense. I don't know if you realize that from the time you met me till now.
In a way, yeah. In a way, yeah.
But I mean, with age comes patience. I'll tell you that much.
How old is he? Because he looked pretty young.
He's very young.
22.
Oh, you
About to
look
be
way
23
younger than
in
Yeah.
5 days.
that. No,
You
you
do
look
what? You gonna
way.
clean it?
You look like you about 17.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
He do. But
You
what
look
I
like a
was
damn
saying,
baby.
he and that's
With-
the thing though. He had a lot of responsibility for that young looking face.
Mhm.
But what I would say this to say this, like how people are the same, how people are different.
The thing with this is I've kind of, because of the way I live my life, I did a lot of stuff early. Things that usually you learn as an adult, because I got forced into an adult's position very early. I've already lost interest in everything. I don't have that same drive that I used to. So that patience that I once was so proud of, I don't even bother with people. I don't have the energy nor the tactics. I barely want to do stuff that I used to consider fun. I get on the game for about an hour, lose interest. Go watch an anime, lose interest. Only thing that keeps my attention now is working.
And that's the thing though, that's part of growing up. And also, man, with the society and stuff, when y'all young bucks, y'all whippersnappers and stuff, y'all attention span ain't long as a gnat's ass, honestly.
It's not.
It's
The
not.
fact that I
But-
understand all of what you just said.
Because my
though.
daughter is
That's
like
what I'm talking about.
right here with it too. And I be telling her, sit your ass down. You act like you can't stop moving for 5 fucking minutes. And oh my God. Now I understand why my grandparents used to yell at me, sit your ass the fuck down.
Exactly.
I
Hey,
get it.
Roy,
I get it.
Huh?
remember we used to get popped, like sit still.
See,
Man.
I skipped over all of that. Most of
Yeah,
my
you
life,
did.
I never.
And that's the problem with
I
some
was
of y'all
never
young
energetic.
people too. Y'all skipped over a lot of discipline and stuff like that.
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
even the discipline part. I always got in trouble for stuff that I did wrong. It's just I never was going out of my way to do stuff to begin with. I wasn't trying to go outside. I wasn't trying to do all the extra. I put my mind on one thing for a while. I built up to about, I say, the normal average for somebody. Lose interest, move on to the next thing.
So
That's
it's
all I
safe,
do.
so it's safe to say you came up in an environment which you weren't a part of. You just automatically knew that it wasn't you. It wasn't conducive.
It wasn't for me. That's right. Because
Okay.
growing
I
up,
understand
my
what
dad-
he's saying though, as growing up and you're forced into situations because my father used to cook dope and sell it. Ended up killing somebody when I was 8 years old. Was on America's Most Wanted. My mother was a crackhead.
What?
So I was put in a position to take care of my
What's
mother,
going on?
and I was the adult.
I'm gonna
Meanwhile,
move,
I
okay?
was the child. You know what I'm saying? Then having my daughter at 15. So then when you break out, like when you get to the point where you're, you know, you take yourself out of that situation or whatever. And then now, like you said, the only thing that keeps you going right now is work because you know it's productive. You know it keeps you out of trouble. It's getting you paid and stuff like that. And it's because you've already been put in adult situations and adult tribulations as a child. You are now to the point where you are like, okay, so where is the fun in life? You know what I'm saying? You already stricken on like a 50-year-old's mindset. You know, like I gotta go to work, I gotta pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? You've probably already seen what can happen if you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Vice versa. So at the end of, I've been there. That's why I can speak on it firsthand. To get out of that, you have to find yourself again. You have to find those. What used to make you happy might not make you happy anymore because you're evolving as a person. Your mind is starting to get older and things of that matter. So it might be more like older people activities that you might find exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you just have to you have to open up the door and look into other places. And just because, you know, other people your age might look at you and be like, well, why the fuck are you doing that? Or you're fucking lame or this, that, and the third. Fuck you, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be lame, paid, taken care of. Meanwhile, your stupid ass gonna be out here fucked up chasing pussy, drugs, and God knows what the fuck else. You know what I'm saying? But your lame ass is sitting chilled, half-ass millionaire or a millionaire by the time you 30.
So basically what she's saying is you're gonna be somewhere vacationing, they're gonna see you vacationing while they wondering like, damn, What did he do that I didn't do?
Hold on, no.
But
You gonna be on a travel channel or the home network channel while they sitting in jail watching you for an hour because that's the only time they have to be on the TV.
And ain't nobody can believe they know you.
So keep doing what you're doing. At the end of the day, don't let it get you down. But what you do need to do, baby, you need to find a hobby or something that does upbring you besides work.
the thing with it is, I've been working for roughly 4 years straight. I haven't took a break. I haven't stopped working. Even when I left my original job, I kept working. I was already on the next job. The thing with it is, I've been so busy trying to help my brother out with his family, help my dad out, and just keep the family floating the way that I used to. Even now, all of that money that I earned up to this point, right now, I'm the one broke. Everybody else got money. Everybody else is taken care of. But
But you
I
know
am,
why?
working, still ain't got a dime to my name.
God is getting you ready. God is getting you ready for the next door you're about to go through. And at the end of the day, the fact that you are helping other souls to the point where you are bleeding on your knuckles and you're fucking broke, God is only getting ready to bless you tenfold, baby. I swear to God. Like, listen, I had to save up for 3 years straight while everybody else was spending this unemployment, going on trips and all that kind of stuff. I saved up the unemployment. I saved up my PP loan. I saved up my hustle money. I saved up my hair money and everything like that and went and bought my salon. And now at the end of the day, in come about 3 years, when everybody's fucked up, don't got no unemployment to spend, broke as hell because they didn't work for 3 years because they was too busy spending the unemployment. Guess where I'm gonna be at? In Dubai, somewhere else, living it the fuck up.
Hey,
So at the end of the day, you
Deborah,
have to look at it as a
Deborah,
blessing.
let me put you on some game. This man right here, he is the ultimate. He probably got $1 million right now, and he ain't told no damn body. Honestly,
That's how it's supposed to be. You're not
and he is
supposed
the
to.
ultimate hustler, and that's something you cannot sit and tell me that shit that you don't have a dime because it's not in your fucking heart, soul, or mind not to have shit. You have your nothing is somebody's a lot. I'd say that.
Oh, I'm
His
the same
crumbs,
way.
his
Because
crumbs
at
is
the end of the
meals to
day,
other people.
Exactly.
you never know when he's going to have a family emergency that he needs to take care of. And what if he spends all of his last to look out for everybody and now he's really legit fucked up and homeless? That's not right.
But see, I put all my chips on him because he is a hustler. 150%, he is a hustler. Like whatever you do, whatever is cash involved, he already know. We're not gonna get into details, but whatever, literally whatever, he got his hand in it.
If that's the case, give him my Facebook and we can talk business. You already know.
I got you. Oh, and you and my sister didn't link?
I don't know if did you send me her page?
No, I'm gonna do that too because I've been working. I just jumped back on the
slacking,
wagon and shit.
Yeah,
I am. I'm sorry though, and this is what we're here for too. So I really feel bad. But yeah, man. But he is the ultimate hustler. Like he got his hand in every fucking thing. If it don't exist, he gonna make it exist. So he knows that though. I mean, and then
but sometimes even knowing it, you just need to be told it by a different person, so that way it can give you that reinforcement.
Absolutely.
So that way you don't think, oh, am I over here thinking I'm a know-it-all? Or when you get to disregarding yourself and shit like that, at the end of the day, when you hear it come from another person, it gives you that reassurance like, no, I ain't right. I'm about to do my motherfucking thing and take the fuck off. I know that.
Or you pay some money to go to a seminar.
Mother Nature. Sorry, I just had to get that out there because I want to fight this bitch.
Oh, but Mother Nature, that's new one though. I'm gonna really have to do a disclaimer on this one. Mother Nature, she ain't did shit to nobody.
Except all of those hurricanes.
Go get the other 10.
Yeah, they name them after women. You ever wonder why? Never mind. We're gonna keep this thing going.
Say it.
Don't you say it, Dooley. Don't walk yourself in that trap.
I know better.
Say it.
Say it. No, you already know why.
Because you know I will pop up. You know.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's messed up though. See, bullying is real.
The thing is, sorry.
I was growing up, I already had a lot of different people around me that showed me different ways and different methods to get through life. My dad was showing me business at an early age. My grandma was showing me basic hustle strategies that was legal. Like I had the ideas. I had the I specify legal because I don't mess with nothing illegal. I tried most of my life to live up to the goals and aspirations that my family put out there. My great grandfather, 9 children, raised all of them with perfection. Not a single one of them messed up. He's an inspiration. My dad,
Good job.
no matter how struggle we got into, he was always working. So when I saw him fall from where he used to be, that work ethic he used to have, it messed me up. Seeing my cousin, who he's athletic all the way through his blood. He has skills in every sport there is, but he chose bowling. And seeing him kind of fall off, slacking behind, it messes with me because it's like I'm used to them being at the top of their game. So seeing them falling from that high horse and then trying to reach that same place that they used to
Be
be
careful,
at,
y'all.
trying to fly up there with them, it feels like I'm Icarus and I'm flying too close to the sun. Every time I get to that point where I think I can make a breakthrough, I just lose interest and I go falling right back down to earth. I've somehow trapped myself in a place where I have the skill too, but I refuse to.
Well, the thing is, that's what other way to actually learn, though? You know what I'm saying? What other way is it? Some people just go through life blind. It don't take none of that. They could be in the same position and still not actually, soak any of that up.
So true.
Very true. The
You
fact
know?
that you already acknowledge it, that's a step, like a big step.
And then this man with the blue shirt on, Candyman.
Yes,
He
sir.
is one of my people I idolize because of his work ethic. I mean, it's the work ethic of him in his years of life, him not having a boss, him always being his own boss.
Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna tell you, young, and I done everything that wasn't legal. But I admire somebody with goal sets like that because from what it sounds like, you got a definite purpose. And Debo the same way. She got her definite purpose of what she wants, and ain't nothing gonna deter her from her goals. And along this journey, and like you say, you just at a plateau right now because along life, business, and anything that we get into, you're gonna run into defeat, but then an ultimate defeat. Okay, you intended on making such and such or doing this, that, and other, didn't work, but you got the most valuable thing out of it. You got the lesson, you got the do's and don'ts. But anybody that's successful, they didn't just get successful overnight. They had to bump their head against the wall too.
Man.
And those that do make success overnight, they don't know how to handle the success because they didn't have them do's and don'ts along the way. So when it hits them, it just crumbles. Hey, I'm on the phone.
They said they don't give a damn. We having a
I know.
party. Fuck what you talking about. Get off that phone.
I be hitting Candy. I be hitting up Candy up later, like in after the podcast. He be like, "Yeah, man, wait till these kids go to bed, man." Oh man, I know it's got to be a handful.
They ain't no handful. They just get in their play mode and they doing them.
Yeah, and then back then, at least they could do that. We had to be somewhere. They say somewhere out of grown folks' business or somewhere quiet. I don't know what that means, but it's somewhere.
You already know when grown folks are talking
out of their damn face.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's somewhere quiet. Yeah.
With the topic that we're currently using, I asked my aunt something earlier today. I want to see if any of y'all can have an answer for me because with the current situation I'm in, I just want to ask, how do you put something together that's never been put together in the first place? That's always been divided.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
Yes.
Are you
When
talking
I
about
said
family?
Not even that. I'm talking about
You
as
talk
a
about
person.
a puzzle or yourself.
You as a puzzle?
There.
Yes, you as a person. Like
okay.
When you've lived your entire life always wearing a mask, never being able to show yourself, forgetting who you were. At what point are you able to put yourself back together? How do you put something together that you don't even know to begin with?
You got to look in yourself for that. Nobody can give you that answer. You got to know you.
No, there is an answer that can help him get there. Like I was telling you earlier, you have to find something, whether it's a career path, whether you have to find something that you, how do I put it like this? Okay, when you find your soul purpose, you'll know. Trust me, you will know. Like I've been doing hair my whole life and stuff like that, but as soon as I went to school for it and I learned like everything about it and stuff like that and started slaying, and when I used to get the old ladies crying coming up out my chair, and it still happened. I just had a lady cry over the wig I made her. Now I'm a celebrity hairstylist. Like that stuff right there that's my motivation. That's letting me know that I'm in the right direction. I'm doing the right thing. So, but you as a person too, putting yourself back together, you have to, for one, don't let other people put you down, make you think less of who you really are. And like I told you, whenever you think of an idea and you might question yourself on it, don't do that. Because like I just told you, gave you the uplifting spirit. You already knew the shit, obviously, but you just needed to hear it from somebody else to reassure you that you are going in the right direction. And it sounds like you really got a strong head on your shoulder. It sounds like you know what you're doing.
Another thing too, like I took to him because he would let you think like that, because he used to say some messed up stuff and be like, it's not gonna this and that. And you know what type of person I am, Denzel. I'm very 1,000% positive. I don't give a fuck if everything on fire. I'm gonna look at a little cup of water and be like, you know what? This will quench some of it.
Out. Right, we got
rope. Put it out.
That's my whole attitude. And he was like, how do you do that? Like he would just lose his fucking mind. And I just be like, look, it's not that deep, man. And that's why I say it's the same, because some things we have a conversation and nobody would ever actually understand what the fuck we talking about. Like, and I still owe you too. Yeah, you burnt me a couple of times. You got me real good on some comebacks. Because remember, I must look stupid, but I'm very highly intelligent. Just so you should know by now. And then I've been called out of my name a few times too, just so. Because
it goes back to touching on that topic that he asked. A lot of that got to do with your moral compass and your beliefs and things that you've been through, to where you said you're not gonna do this and you're not gonna do that, and you stand on that and make that a lifestyle for you. So you got to find your moral compass in there and figure out what works for you and what floats your boat. Because, like you say, Deborah, she's into hair, so that's her passion. So I can come in and buy a salon, being that I'm money stacked up and whatever, and do everything and fail. She can have a hole in the wall salon somewhere and doing phenomenal. I come in and put all these TVs up and got the best salon in the city and fail because I don't got that passion and that burn that she got about it.
Exactly.
I just done it for the dollar sign.
Exactly. And stuff can look good and you got money going in and out like an asshole.
Exactly.
And then when you got that hole in the wall doing, like, you paying attention to this, the nooks and crannies and stuff like that, and the product speaks for itself.
And her goal is, my thing is, I'm looking at, if I do this big old over the top salon, everybody's gonna come. And her thing is, I need just enough to keep the fucking lights on, because my skills gonna sell the fuck out of my business.
Absolutely. And I'll link y'all to her pages too, because she actually do good work. It doesn't look ratchet. It actually look professional.
You know something? The way she stands on what she do, there's no doubt in my mind that she ain't good at what the fuck she do.
Oh no, you would like Candy. You would not believe it, who it came from. You'd be like, what? That's why I'd be like,
something though? That's the one thing that I've learned over the years. You cannot judge a book by its cover. Just because she's white, black, and different, Mexican or whatever, don't mean that she ain't got skills.
And that's another thing too. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
Deborah, do you see that the promotion of the thing, the People's Podcast I had put up in my story?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that person has a phenomenal story. They had a complication they couldn't be on today, but that would have really I think y'all would have clicked because of personally things that you've been through, and I was gonna talk about race and stuff like that, but you never judge a book by its cover, like I said.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, everybody gets thinking, oh yeah, she's a white female, this, that, and the third, and I'm actually Mexican. Like, and at the end of the day, I've dealt with a lot just because of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's rough, but at the end of the day, that's another reason too why I'm so understanding and why I tend to get along and cling more to Black people, because the white people will never understand me. They'll never understand the struggles that we have to go through because of so on the way we speak or the way we look or how we talk or how our hair is or whatever the case is. And, you know, like I hate when girls, but can I touch your hair? And now they starting to do it to my daughter and stuff. And I told her, no, you can tell them girls, no, they cannot touch your hair. You're not an animal to be petted. You are a whole fucking human. Bitch, I got the same hair you got on your head. The fuck?
And that's why they call them Buffalo Soldiers. A history and a lesson learned. Do you guys know why they call them Buffalo Soldiers? Because of their hair reminded them of buffalo. Black soldiers that fought in the war.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that was just a fun fact I'll throw in there. You know, I gotta throw some type of humor in here because I can't. We gotta reach people, but I gotta put a little something in there.
Little
You know what I'm
joke
saying?
here and there.
Yeah, here and there.
But you know that confuses me when people say, like, the boy, what your statement was when you said, you know, the different things that you've been through and how people perceive and this, that, and other. And along my journey, I always felt like I was me and me alone. You know, this is what I was given. This is what I'm blessed with. Let me make the best out of it. Whatever somebody else think, that's their opinion. Like my grandfather used to say, they talk bad about Jesus Christ. You know, they don't give a fuck about your black ass. And it's like,
I understand what you're saying, but when it came for me, it was coming from the racism started on my mother's side of the family. Like me not being able to come to family reunions on my mother's side or family events, birthdays and stuff like that because of me being Mexican and who my father was. My family did not agree with that on my mother's side. You know what I'm saying? So I experienced it young from that. And I was like, damn, you know, so once again, like you said, basically with the Jesus comment, like if my own family could do me like this, what makes me think the next stranger won't? Like,
you know, I see your point of view because my mother's mother, she treated me, because I was the firstborn, she treated me like royalty, and she would try to treat my little brother like shit. And so I see exactly what you mean. And coming up like that, I was like, shit, if you giving it to me, I'm giving it to my little brother because I'm not getting fucked up when he go home and tell mama that I didn't share with him.
Hey, and you know what though? And you know, he'll tell that same story too, right? He'll tell that same story. That's very admirable too.
My little brother, you know, I literally raised my little brother, so he called me pops rather than bro. You know, and it's like we've been through a lot. All of us have been through a lot. I just tell people use that inner strength because you know who you are and what you want. And anybody that comes in your presence, they're gonna try to deter because somebody that don't see positive energy or good in you, they always want to tear you down. Because
no, it's not that they don't see the positive.
I misphrase that. When they see that go in you, they want to tear it down.
Yep.
Yes. And so, and when you see that, people show it in all different forms and ways. And when you see it, it's like, do you run up on and try to fight everybody that disagrees or has something to say? Because I remember when I first started eating meat and stuff, everybody used to have something to say about it. At first, I used to argue about it. I've never been a religious person, and people always tried to argue about it. And then as time went on, I started saying, why would I argue about something about my beliefs? I'm not going to change it.
So, too, on top of that.
That's how I am.
You know,
I'm not going to argue it.
Go over there so I can punch you in the face with this ball. Go. Back up a little bit. Back up. Your turn. Come here. Let me see the ball. Back up a little bit. Come here.
Now,
hold your face out.
This is a perfect example of what makes us the same, but also makes us different, though, because each of us has grown up with different lives and different stories that changed our view on how things affect us. You said yourself, you grew up with a mind state that says, why do I care about what other people are thinking? It's not why would I bother with them? Why should I waste my energy and patience on someone who ain't gonna give me the same respect, who ain't gonna give me the same energies back? But just as someone who worked hard just so that people can see them, I personally was on both sides of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
I had the people in my corner that said, yeah, you can do anything. But at the same time, I also had people that was constantly bad-mouthing, constantly talking down. I wasn't even technically supposed to be able to talk. when I was younger, I went through so much trauma that they said, technically speaking, I should be in a psycho ward right now. I should not be able to speak. I shouldn't be able to do or function the way I am.
And that's why we're the same, Denzel. Like I told you that. Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
And with that being said, it's like, as I kind of stated earlier, how do I put something together that I've never really known to begin with? Because when I was growing up, I just mirrored whoever I was around. When I wanted to learn how to speak proper, I copied my dad. When I wanted to learn how to make business moves, I copied my grandma. When I wanted to learn what music was and how to blend into society, I studied my aunt. I mimic other people to the point where I'm almost identical to them. And
So
then I get to a certain
excuse me for
point.
cutting you off. Have you ever heard this term right here? Success leaves footprint.
A what?
Say that again.
Success leaves footprint.
Success leaves footprints.
You ever heard
No,
that
I
term?
haven't.
No, but that's deep though. That makes sense though.
Because if you following because what you're saying is the people that you saw doing the things that you wanted to do that was enlightful to you, you followed their success. You asked the right questions. They gave you the tools you need to tighten yourself up on them terms of where you wanted to be at, and you mastered them.
He did. I will say that. You don't even gotta
You
sit
see
and
what I
think about
mean?
that. You mastered.
So as you're sitting there saying and asking the questions, you got the answers to the questions, because as you tell the story, you know, when you, like, just say, for instance, if you came around Deborah and she had her beauty salon and you see the things that she was doing and you wanted to open up a clothing store, you would start asking her pertinent questions to emulate some of her things into what you're doing and incorporate a lot of her things into what you're doing, because you're saying, damn, I could do this on this level, right or wrong.
Right.
He thinks like that though. He thinks like
Exactly. I hear it in him. That's why I'm touching on it.
I've always been curious about how people do things, but that goes back to the fact that I've never really had a face of my own. I've always watched others. That was the way I learned how to be the way I am. When even the way I speak now, like with this philosophy stuff, my brother, he was deep into philosophy, studying the world, understanding people's mind, and it taught me parts of what I wanted to know, and then I just expanded on it. Now I got little brothers looking to me like, how do I go, how do I get to where I want to be? And I'm telling them this stuff, but I feel like I'm a hypocrite. I feel like I can't really tell them how to get their success, even though I know the blueprint. I can't tell them how to make success because I didn't chase mine. I knew I had the talents for certain things, man, and I just chose to back out. Every time I got there, I backed out.
You're only 22, man.
And not only on top of that, like you said, you gave them the blueprint.
Good.
And now it's time for them to read that blueprint and do on their own. At the end of the day, like right now, if I go on, because I wake up every morning and I have this mentor that I listen to every morning for an hour, every morning while I do my workouts. And he is honestly what has motivated me too and has led me to a better business plan. And the reason why I say this is because when I listen to him and stuff like that, he's giving me successful tips. He's laying out the blueprint. Now it's time for me to read it, take it, and go make my blueprint, because his blueprint might work for him, but it's not going to work the same for me. You see what I'm saying? But he's laying out the guidelines of the blueprint. So at the end of the day, you can give John, Teddy, Bobby, you know, as much advice as you want. You can lay out the blueprint as much as you want, but your success is always going to be different from theirs. What works for you might not work for them, because guess what? What you eat doesn't make them shit. So you were already doing enough as a friend to even lay out that blueprint, because nowadays kids your ages, when you all get together, you guys don't talk about things like that. You guys are worried about TikTok and bitches and scamming people and not even giving a fuck about y'all future and stuff like that. And I'm not even gonna say y'all because you're not in that category.
I will say Denzel is different.
That's why I just said he's not in that category, but I feel like everybody from his age.
Yeah, definitely.
But see, Denzel,
they got the mind of a 15-year-old.
Denzel, you gotta look at it like this too, because I remember my little brother was locked up, and before I got into my trucking thing, and he called my mother and he said, don't tell people his ideas, they'll steal it. And it's like what Deborah say. Yep. What works for me may not work for somebody else, because she can give us her blueprint on a silver platter of what she want to do with this salon, all the way down to how many inches she wants the TVs apart. But If we don't put that grunt in that she's willing to put into it, it don't mean shit.
Your
Because
vision is not the same.
exactly, and chasing your goals, bro, sometimes you got to work 4, 5 jobs. And a lot of people are not willing to do that to get to the end result. A lot of people claim they want success, they want fame, but they got to be in bed by 10 o'clock. But you got 3 more clients sitting in the
Yep.
chair, and you know you ain't gonna get out of there at 1 in the morning.
Right.
But and
You gotta be
this
right back up at 6 with the birds.
exactly, and this is where people get it so messed up at, because they're not willing to fight that. Everybody, like, they'll hear about such
No,
and
what
such
it
done this.
is, they don't know how to self-discipline themselves is what it is. It's a lot of
So true.
self-discipline. Like I said, I had to self-discipline myself when I seen everybody else getting all this money and taking all these trips and buying all these clothes and doing stuff. And I'm looking like, damn, I've been wearing the same clothes, flip-flopping them for 2 years trying to make shit work. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I said, and come about a year when unemployment ain't running no more and my salon is up and popping and getting ready to be a franchise, they gonna be looking fucked up with their hand out, and I'm gonna be saying, I can't help you.
Have
And
a
at the
bigger
end of the day,
agenda.
when you find yourself getting down about yourself, you have to go back and look at every obstacle you've been through. Look at every time you bumped your head. Look at every time there's somebody that says something bad about you. And remember how you just told us, you wasn't even supposed to talk because of all the trauma you went through. And now look at you. You got the mindset of a billionaire and you talking like ain't nothing ever happened to you. So you have to keep looking at it like, yeah, I've been through the dirt, but guess what? I'm still standing strong on my 2 feet.
And that's something that I could not explain to him myself. So I appreciate y'all explaining that to him. Oh, and by the way, this is an intervention that I thought I'd get you on.
Oh, about
And,
you.
and also when you looking at it like that, you always gotta remember this: your past is your future.
That's just my future.
Because you gotta look at it like this.
I am so thankful. I am so thankful. Don't take this might sound fucked up, but I'm thankful that I was raped at 13. I'm thankful that I had my daughter at 15. I'm thankful that my father was in prison for murder half my life. I'm thankful for everything that I've been through, because if I didn't go through them things, I would be a naive young lady out here and I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't have the doors opening for me that I have. The reason why I have these things is because God put you through everything to mold you into the character of a person that you're going to be. And every time you go through something bad, he's getting ready to give you something better. And he has to make sure that you are ready for that blessing. Because if not, you can fumble something quick as hell.
So true.
And it's a strange thing for me because most of my life I grew up with people my dad. He always told me, you know, why are you always so down? Why are you always so negative? Why are you always so dark? Your life is not as bad as you make it out to be. And for most of my life, no matter how much stuff I went through, I always just said someone's going through something worse. I can't always say that my life sucks or my life is getting worse than anybody else's, because I know it's not true. I know that compared to someone else, I have it better. So I always felt like I have this expectation to live up to. I can never be sad. I can't let myself down. So to feel pain, I exit out. I don't let it out. I refuse to show that.
Can I touch on that, Denzel?
Yeah.
All right. Imagine per se me, we close together or something, and then like, oh, talk shit, laugh, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, we go, and then next thing you know, I committed suicide. Nobody there to, what I'm saying, just right the night after. Everything was fine. Now, I'm saying that because it's happened before, and I'm also saying that to tell you, life is very fragile. You know what I'm saying? The mind is very powerful, but it's very fragile at the same time.
True.
That person, what they were going through, to this day, nobody knows. All we have is a Facebook post.
This is some bullshit, y'all.
What's going on, Deborah?
Weather.
Huh?
The weather.
You jumped out there in the car when you knew it was a damn thunderstorm warning.
Look, I had to
Y'all better
go.
come on
I
out to
was-
She
AZ.
got an appointment.
Oh yeah. Hey,
No,
Denzel,
no.
Denzel, and you got to look at it because I'm touching on what you're saying about the negativity. Negativity is only because if we're up here on a 800 frequency of we sound in our mind and everything, and we get angry, that can bring us down to 70-80%. And now when you're not thinking, they teach you that in martial arts, fighting and stuff. When you're not thinking or you're angry, you're not efficient.
And
You
don't
just
box
going
when you
wild.
upset. When you upset,
Yeah.
you box. Don't get mad. Don't box like box when you upset because you
And
gonna
so
make
Just
all
like
the
you shouldn't
mistakes in the
drive when
world.
you upset.
And it's like when
True
you're
that
going
too.
through life, when you run into oppositions, it's like, do you ball up and cry or do you make the best out of it? Like, for instance, with me, I'm literally fighting for my life for some BS, and I'm sitting here with two house arrest monitors on and this, that, and other, but I don't cry about the things that I can control. What I mean by control is, as long as I'm out here to pay my lawyers and do what I need to do, I'm fighting the fight of my life. And then not only that, to be able to spend time with my daughters every day, all day, let them have fun and be kids. It's priceless. You see what I mean? So when we're going through something in the moment, that's only that moment. Whatever we're going through right now, whether it's a bill, it's this, it's that, that's only for the moment. You still got a whole journey ahead of you, because once you conquer this bill, this car breakdown, or whatever the case may be, something else gonna rear its ugly head tomorrow. So it's like, do you fold up and cry and dwell on that, or do you live life? Because in life, we take so much time trying to catch up with somebody else or keep up with something, and not doing and not doing what we want to do, that we
All
lose
right, well,
focus
we'll
of the
try
dream,
again. We'll get 'em next time.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's
that a pessimistic and a negative outlook on life ain't gonna do nothing but keep those things coming into your life,
Ouch.
because the universe only gonna give you what you ask for. And if you looking for negative shit, it's gonna give you a ton of it.
Oh yeah, and that's why, that's why I try to stay as humble and positive as possible, because I'm gonna give it to you how it is, but at the same time, like, you got to keep fighting through shit. If I got to keep fighting through shit, you got to keep fighting through shit.
You did what?
You know
Go
what I'm
get your
saying?
shoes.
And
Move.
right
I don't know
now,
why you following me around.
right now, Denzel,
Say what?
though, look, I made an offer. It's still on the table. Let me know how that's working out and stuff, though, because a man of your age, you in the money. I mean, I'm not gonna knock that. I'm not gonna say shit wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's not gonna give you a peace of mind, though, mind you. You know, you're not gonna get a peace of mind from that. And if anything, if people know you got it, they gonna fucking do everything to make you fucking miserable.
Yeah. And being comfortable with yourself and in your own zone, you always gonna be happiest, bro.
right.
Because when you need people around you to be happy, you're not happy yourself. When you can sit up and do your time by yourself and chill by yourself, you at a peace of mind. And I've been doing it because too much of my bit I done in the hole. In my bits, because I
Man,
felt like, because like I say, I tell a motherfucker, my mama prepared me for that, putting me on punishments for goddamn months on hand. So shit, doing whole time was nothing.
that's crazy. But yeah, and people have to ask though, and that's the honest to God truth. People would have to ask though. How could you do
Because
that?
if you in tune with yourself and know how to entertain yourself mentally and everything, you can do anything. Because in order to sit down, like, in order to run a business, you got to be in tune with yourself, because you can have employees, but at the end of the day, you're going to do a lot of late nights by yourself. So you got to be in tune with you.
Oh yeah.
And another thing too, I want to give a shout out, Roy. I saw the money, I saw the cars, shit like that. But what I did learn was when it's time to pay the cost to be the boss, like, no, I'm gonna stick on the straight and narrow and stay in them books and stuff like that.
And see, that's why I deterred a lot of y'all from that when y'all used to come to me with that, because it's like, everybody think they ready for that ride. Everybody ain't ready for that ride. And
Exactly.
it's like with the street life, it plays a whole lot. Just real life plays a lot. It's like you got to pay attention, because the street life is real life for real. Only thing it is, you know, ain't too many do-overs. You got jail or death,
Exactly.
your biggest
Exactly.
obstacles.
Exactly. But yeah, Giselle,
On for Poopy.
it's
I'm on
these
for it.
two of the most inspirational people you probably. Well, we have a few. Like we have an interesting bloodline in the family, but
Yes.
the people I deal with on a weekly basis are not your average people.
Respect it. It all rotates around to it rotates to a point where it's like you have all of this knowledge, all of these different things at your disposal, but with all these pieces, all of these different things, when they ain't matching up, when they don't connect, they tend to fall apart again and again. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes you gotta keep building until you get it right. And for the longest time, I was doing that. When I was younger, I chased nothing but my dreams. When I got to my teenage years and lost my brother, I learned how to live by myself. Because my brother, he went off on his own. He chose to say F everybody else. He left. So I was by myself. When he came back, I knew what it was like to be an adult. I hadn't worked yet, but I was hustling, selling candy, cutting grass, doing whatever I could to make money. Then I got to a point where even being alone wasn't enough. Being alone wasn't I wasn't enjoying my own time anymore. So I tried to seek out friends, like-minded people. For a while, that worked. I was enjoying it, but eventually I lost interest in that too. Then my uncle came, and it was the most amazing thing to see him draw. He was a master artist. You could call him one of them comic book artists, real talk. He could draw the blood out of anything you want, any comic book character. He could make it without looking at a picture, just by you giving off some basic details. He can make it for you. And he used to tell me that if you have a talent, use it. But seeing him not use that same talent that he was telling me to use, we made a deal that we started working at it. We both get back into it. Not even 2 weeks after we made that deal, he passed away in his sleep. And it just, ever since then, I can't even find my energy to write. I've lost
you
all
gotta
drive.
understand where he was coming from. He was coming from to tell you the best. Like, I mean, that's something to listen to. I mean,
You know,
Go
excuse me
ahead.
to cut you
Go
off
ahead. No, go ahead.
and chiming in on that. You know, using that from a hustle standpoint. When I was coming up in the game and I mentored up under other guys, other older hustles, there was once that dude and then they fell off. They gave me the same tools that your uncle gave you. And all they is saying is, I fought that fight. And I lost it, or I fought that fight and I didn't have that drive that you got. But do this to young nephew and you got it. So you can't take the negative, because in embarking on that, my son is the same way. That dude can look at a car and draw that motherfucker from memory. And I'd be like, Leroy, that's your passion, chase it. But he won't chase it. He chase everything else but that. And your uncle, and what you just said, like you say, you saw the same thing. You're like, damn, you could be doing your own comic books. But some people don't have that fire in them to be their own guy. It's like some people got that natural leadership in them where they got to run their own show, and others got to be like told what to do.
That, and
Very
some
true.
people are okay with living a mediocre life. And when I say mediocre,
Exactly.
I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with it. There is not, because I lived a mediocre life
Hey.
and I was okay with it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm sorry, but
until you got fed up.
yeah, and you get fed up with something, and then you got to realize, what is happiness? What the hell is happiness?
yeah, but
Stagnant and happiness are way two different things, but people confuse. I'm sorry, go ahead. That's it.
no, you good. Go ahead, finish what you were gonna say.
No, that was it. That's it. Being stagnant and being happy, people confuse those. And when they're out on a certain level, because I mean, I want to go to Dubai too. But the average person got sold some rocks in the hood or something, and then they like
Not
they got
even
a
just
wad
that.
in their pocket. That's
Not
happening.
even
That's
just that. It could be 42-year-old Susan who works at the grocery store and actually loves working at the grocery store because she gets to meet new people all day, every day. They're like, what makes us the same, but what makes us different is the fact that God made no mistakes when He made everybody. Everybody
Absolutely.
has a place in the world. Because think about it, if everybody came out the womb with I'm a fucking boss, I'm gonna run my own shit type mentor, we wouldn't have nobody working at the grocery stores. We wouldn't have nobody at the fast food places. We would have nobody that is complacent. And you have to think about the people that are actually okay with the shit. Like I said, there are some people that wake up every day and say, you know what? I'm a used car dealership person, but guess what? I'm going to sell every car on the lot today. And they're okay with that. And that is fine because some people are made for that lifestyle and other people's aren't. And that's like you. You're having a hard time breaking out of that shell and figuring out, and I know nobody really likes working for another person, but some people do, like I said, enjoy going to their job, whether it be, somebody who enjoys kids and they work at a daycare. Maybe they've thought about owning their own daycare, but it's just not for them. Maybe they're meant to just be that daycare worker. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
well, yeah, you're right. You're right. But at the end of the day, everything I do, it has to be on the highest level. Like, okay, I had
and
some,
as it should.
but
But
the thing is,
some people look at it as, guess what? I bagged the shit out of these groceries today. I did it in this much amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Or 42-year-old Susan might be thinking, hey, I'm the fastest goddamn cashier there is. And she's
right.
okay with
and,
it.
and that's me every day on my level of what I do because I want other people to see that I'm a teacher. I'm not a boss. I'm a teacher.
But some people are just not made for that, for the teaching shit. They're not made for the boss shit. Like I said, it's almost like a Bug's Life. You know what I'm saying? With the ants, every ant falls in order for a reason. They have a place for a reason. Once again, if we did not have these people that were okay with living a mediocre life, and if everybody wanted to be their own boss, nobody would be running any companies because nobody's going to work for anybody else.
I have a question. And hear me clearly. And this is going to make 1,000,000% sense to me. Okay, Deborah, during the lockdown and everything for these last few years or whatever, people wanted to get into the hair salons, didn't they? It was itching to get in there, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Y'all wasn't considered essential. But
no, but we actually are.
Y'all boomed when they said, okay, go in. Y'all boomed and been thriving since. Now, with fast food work, I have to say, they called us essential, but no one got any essential pay.
Mm.
And everybody and their mama was too tired to cook. Hospitals packed, people exhausted. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, y'all get where I'm saying?
See,
I get
that's
exactly
my
where you're
thing
going with
because
it.
I'm not gonna lie. When
That's a
COVID
bug.
hit and I seen that like all the fast food places were open, I was a little bit disconcerted by it. I'm like, I was concerned by it. Like, why the fuck is fast food places open? There's a virus going around, and you want people to be making other people food and shit like that, and chance
Exactly.
people getting sick. But you also have to look at it like this. Do you remember for the first year of COVID when there was nurses and doctors who were working 12, 14, maybe 24-hour shifts, didn't get to go home to their family because they didn't want a chance getting their family sick and shit like that. So they're literally staying at hotels and don't have the time to cook because they just got off of a COVID shift.
And I'm gonna send you a link to.
You guys were essential for them.
We
They
did a
needed you.
podcast. I got a nurse on there too. I did a podcast. I'm gonna send it to you because that's exactly what they were saying.
They needed you.
But hell, we needed ourselves too. You know what I'm saying?
Then
You know,
They even got to the point where they printed out papers and stuff that you give your employees. Like, I work here, I'm headed home, I'm going back to work, and this is where I work at and stuff like that, man.
But just look at it as the nurses and the doctors were saving lives and helping people. You guys were saving the nurses and the doctors when they really couldn't go home to their families and get a home cooked meal and shit. You guys were literally all they had for a fucking year.
Yeah, I had that last week. Yeah, I got it. It was nice too.
Because think about it. What's more, a nurse that's working 12 to 14, maybe 16 to 20-hour days. Do you think she give a fuck about what her hair look like right now? No, but I bet you she give a fuck about what's in her stomach.
Yes, she care.
No,
she care because they should be laid to the side. and
She
good.
might care, but at the end of the day, they can't be in a salon that they want to and give a fuck like they used to want to, because at the end of the day, they know they have a shift to maintain. And they would rather have something on their stomach so they don't pass out while they're at work all goddamn day versus having their hair laid.
True, but it depends on if they can get into their spot, then that's fine. If their spot was open, their favorite spot, they'll make time.
I'm sorry, I couldn't be open during that time. I had kidney cancer. I couldn't chance getting that shit, whether it's man-made or not.
Yeah,
I
well,
just couldn't fuck with it.
we had that discussion though, but at the same time though, if you would have been in perfect health, you would have capitalized on it, definitely.
Oh, sure the fuck would.
Because you would have had motherfuckers lined up in the car and every damn thing. Like, and it's money too, straight motherfucking money.
You know something, Denzel?
You already had to connect to the beauty supply.
Yeah.
I was just sitting here thinking about something with Denzel, right?
If I don't say nothing, I pay attention before. Come on now.
I was just sitting there thinking about something with Denzel, and we all can equate this too, because I always equate my life on things that I've been to. Like earlier, I said, your past is your future. What I mean by that is, if we keep creating the past mistakes, our future's gonna be the same as our past was.
And if you forget to remember the past, then you doomed to, you know what I'm saying,
repeat it.
Yeah.
So I say this: whatever I go to in life, when I started off selling dope, I started off scrambling for somebody else, and I was getting 25 off the 100. So whatever venture I go off in my life or that I'm trying to embark on, I look at it like, nigga, it's been worse than that. You got 25 off the 100, so accept that 50. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I go through life and I look at where I started at, and I don't forget where I came from. And when I go into something new, I look at it like, yeah, you may have been a millionaire, you may have been a trillionaire, whatever the case may be. But right now, you back scrambling for somebody else. So now at that point right there, you don't look at it as a job or whatever. I'm gonna prove my value in this company. I'm gonna let you know that I'm needed. I'm not just a motherfucker you gonna call for pickup work. I'm that motherfucker you gonna call to run the shop. And when you look at life like that and embark that in everything you come on, dude, you run up through the ranks so goddamn quick that it's like you come in from an interview to 60 days later running the shop.
And it's that's like, that's the type of stuff I try to make happen. And it's possible.
And these are the things that you program your mind to, because if you program yourself, like, for instance, I'm not going to take a job that I don't feel I can finish, or I'm not going to give 110% to. So if it's something that I don't want to do, I'm going to say, no, I don't want to do it. Hell fucking all, I ain't doing it. But if it's something that I say I'm going to do, I'm going to give 185% because I elected to do that. So in doing that, I'm show my worth. And when you look at that mind state right there, it goes.
Denzel, well, how you
I understand that. I do understand that greatly, because that's kind of how I am. I refuse to do anything I don't want to do. I'm not going to do it.
Exactly.
But at the same token, because of how I was growing up, it's like that fire that I have, it's temporary. It's like lighting a match. You light it up, you burn what you're trying to burn, and then you put it out. For me, it's always been, well, people say I can't do this. I'm gonna do it anyway. You say I can't do this, I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, that's interesting. Let me do this. And then I get to the point where, yeah, I hit the goal that I want. Now what? Should I keep going? Well, no, I shouldn't. Why bother? It's not something I have a passion for. I don't have that drive that makes me want to go past that point. And it's with everything I've done. I'm an avid gamer. Hard worker.
Hey, look, you just I was just finished speaking this. I hate to interrupt you. Listen to me. I want you to plug and put your page out there, because right now that's the #1 platform that's really, really going right now. And I'm gonna need you to do me a favor and get back to it. Because it's paying right now. And you eons ahead of me right now with doing that.
I don't know about that. How many people you got now?
That's the type of stuff I'm talking about right now. Like look, literally, your page is like high ranked with the gamer stuff. And you just said forget it. I can monetize my ass. That's what you're saying, pretty much.
But to get monetized in YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers.
Understood.
How-
Where are you?
That's fine.
You stopped. You stopped.
I'm at 100 right now, and 104, I think. And the only reason I stopped is because even with me uploading all these videos, yeah, I got 104 subscribers, but 104 people subscribe to me. I'm only getting 1 view, no views.
Oh,
I got all these people sub to me,
not
but nobody's watching.
That's not how it works. Once this podcast is over, I'll let you know how it works because they literally don't have to watch the whole thing all the way through. But I'll give you the details about all that after this is done because the game is to be like told to people that's gonna use it. I'm not even selling it.
And then the other thing is, as I said, back when I was younger, writing was my everything. It wasn't because I loved writing. It wasn't because writing was the first thing I picked up. Math was actually my original strong suit.
Come from over there, yeah. Come from over there, please.
I would say that because you was in school doing the counts and stuff. I'm like, is this a robin flying over a holy cross or something? Like, what number is this? Like, you was using that. It wasn't even physics like you were actually doing right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, you need to use what you have, like, man, because you can't just sit on it. Knowledge is useless if you don't share it.
And you could create the cure to cancer or something like that. So at the end of the day, you really got to try to find what your passion is. Because it seems like you've tried, but you, just like you said, you haven't found it yet.
He the type that finally be like, nah, they wouldn't care about this old stuff anyway. Throw it in the trash.
Oh, yes, the fuck you would.
And no, you're like, throw it in the trash. Like, damn, you just created the cure and threw it away at the same fucking time?
I'm gonna be honest, Julie's not wrong. I've always been able to get to a point where, like I said, I consider average, but everybody else, oh, you so good at this, you so good at that, and I'm like, but I'm not though. There's 100,000 plus people that's doing the exact same thing I'm doing, but 100 times better. So where's the I'm doing good at? To me, it's like I get to a certain point. Yeah, I can show somebody else how to do it now, and then they can make it a passion.
But see, the thing is, though, and that's where I was working on you with is saying like, man, the 100,000 people, that don't mean nothing as long as you're doing it. If somebody chasing you with a gun and you get around that corner, is you gonna stop running or you gonna keep running just because you can't see them?
Keep running.
Exactly. And that's all you needed to do was keep running. Keep running, man. You can't worry about them 100,000 people at all.
Because at the end of the day, there's 100,000 cosmetologists out here. And I ain't even gonna hold you up. There's a lot of them out here that do a lot better job than me because they've been in the game longer than me and shit like that.
Well, I would say there's a lot of people that don't have shops and not legit that's doing that type of work too. So hats off to her mostly too, like for that too.
But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is like, you can't, just because you're doing one thing and there's 100, no matter, you have to look at it like this, sweetheart. No matter what you choose to do in life, there's going to be 100,000 other people doing the same thing. But guess what? They're not you. At the end of the day, you are always going to bring something else to the table that they cannot bring. That's why they always have two detectives on a homicide case. Because guess what? Freddie might see something, but at the end of the day, or Freddie might see something that Johnny don't see. And guess what? That's what solves the fucking case. You might be that missing link. So you can't keep looking at it like that, because at the end of the day, so what if there's 100,000 other people doing the same thing? They're not Denzel. Just like at the end of the day, guess what? There's 100,000 actors, but they're not Denzel Washington. Okay.
And then how many Denzels do you know in life?
Exactly. But they not you.
Exactly.
All right.
But I'm gonna have to cut this short. You know what, Denzel? This is an experience to where it's all positivity on here. So I mean. And it was on the fly. It wasn't an intervention of it, but it was on the fly by. We talked earlier. Let me know how that goes and stuff like that. Of course,
it's definitely a lot more work, speed wise, but all in all, it's not that bad. 15 hours to do what I'm doing, it's not that bad.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
Hit me up. My line always open. You know that. Deborah, thank you so much. I'm proud of the person you evolved into. I'm not getting all mushy and shit because I know you're a thug like that. But
I still get mushy. I'm still a human at the end of the day, and that's an emotion that everybody feels. Now, whether they want to fight it or not, that's on them. I embrace who the fuck I am. Guess what? I might cry, but I'll still whack you in a hot second. Don't you
Well,
better
yeah, if I see
I
a
might
tear,
cry while
I
I'm in the
know
middle of
to,
doing it.
if I see a tear, I know to leave town. Point blank, period. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and also, I did thought that was I was like, man, something is up. But yeah, I see what's the deal is on that. But it's all good though, man. I love it. And
Mhm.
I need you to tag your spot and everything, and we go ahead.
Let me, let me double even check what my YouTube channel name is. I definitely forgot.
That's so messed up. And I look at your shit more than you, obviously. Get back on that gaming because I got some questions to ask about these damn video games I got and stuff too though. Like
I stopped uploading and I was like, I only uploaded a video recently, only due to the fact that I had to do it for my classwork to do social media stuff. They got me doing Twitter / blogging.
oh yeah, that's
So I
part
got to
of-
be
that's part of-
social for a couple weeks.
No,
That's
you
the
gotta-
only real reason I uploaded anything.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I like I said, I haven't really had that drive to really do anything. The last thing I wrote, I'm gonna send it to you real quick, actually.
Yeah, I gotta upload this. And Deborah, anything positive you want to say? Let us know your spot at so I can go ahead and
Well, right now I'm still based out of Inkster because, like I said, the salon, the real building will not be open until about December at the latest, hopefully.
Okay.
But I am in Inkster, Creations by K LLC, hair, makeup, and nails.
Let me. I wonder. Do I even remember my intro? It's
Okay. All right. Well, I gotta put this. Denzel, you're
Yes.
subscribed, right?
yes.
All right, you're subscribed. I'm gonna upload it and everything. Do you get the premieres when I send them?
Premieres. I don't think I see those.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just send it straight to y'all and everything. Candy had to leave. My kid folks. Well, he just hit me up as a death of somebody died, and then I'm gonna see what's going on with that. But I'm gonna upload this. And Deborah,
Tell him I'm sorry for his loss.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
that's nice.
I'll make sure I say that. You know, that's my fucking family too.
I know, but I was wondering why he just exited out so quickly.
Yeah, he just exited. He just exited out. Like, and he just hit me up, and I'm like, dang. But yeah, I'll upload this and stuff. And Deborah, you don't even watch this. Why?
Huh?
You don't even watch these. Why? There's so many people that's motivated and watch you, and you don't even watch it.
I need to get time to do it because you already know I be moving so much. I don't even get time to fucking. The only time I really get for myself, bro, is in the shower, and then when I'm on the hour shit with you guys.
Okay, well,
But I will
accept that.
definitely get to watching them, like when I'm doing my dishes or when I have my little peak of time. I
Or
promise
when
you.
you
I'll start
dry
watching.
clothes and stuff, when you fold them and stuff, though, that'd be dope.
I usually watch it at night when I'm just vibing, chilling.
Yeah.
No, because why?
Yeah.
Once I get in my bed, it's over with. I don't watch TV. I go straight to sleep. It's just so.
Yeah.
See,
And
my
then,
whole setup is my bed, so
We just need an
computer,
AC.
all of this is
Is
hooked
it
up.
storming over there? Is it storming
That's a
still over
window.
there? No, I'm saying, is
Yeah.
it still storming over there?
Yeah.
All right, I'm still about to step out while this upload and stuff.
I don't
Deborah,
know if
thank
you want to
you.
go out that.
I'm not going out. I'm gonna be outside, but I'm not gonna be like make it rain like no shit like let it burn video or no shit.
Oh dear God.
This is all good. Oh yeah,
He
and
said,
I'm
let
Just
it
don't pull no
burn.
Lil Nas. Don't
Let
pull no
it
Lil
burn.
Nas
Don't
out
you
here.
even say that fucking name on this fucking. You know what? Never mind. I got a show coming up end of next month, and I would love for y'all to come through and support though.
For sure.
Yeah.
And if y'all don't know, I'm very hilarious, and it's been a minute.
You got
Shut
the
up.
dad joke.
Shut up, Deborah. Shut up, Deborah.
This time I beat her to it.
No, you ain't beat her to it. She biting her tongue right now. I'm finna hurry me in this shit before she get to saying shit. All right, y'all. It's been great. I love y'all, man. And we're gonna do it again next week, Lord willing.
Love you too.
Deuces.
All right now.
All right.